YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Demo here, back with another video. Back in August, I hosted a 4.3 build contest with the LA Kappa Customs and SpeakyB Cobra slide on their brand new Hi-Capa builder, and we actually already announced the winner. I want to give a huge shout out to James. This was the top voted, most liked design, and guys, the parts finally came in, and I got access to them, and this thing looks insane in person. Super hyped and excited to finally get hands on. Now, there are a few upgraded parts, which is why it kind of took a while. We got the V2 frame and some more parts that we're going to go over on the build, but I want to bring you guys a complete build breakdown so you know every single part that goes into this gun. And the best part about this is that one of you lucky viewers out there can win this pistol. Huge shout out to LA Kappa Customs. None of this would be possible without them. I will leave a link in the description below where you guys can get access on any and everything Hi-Capas, rifle parts, you name it, they've got it on the website. They actually did just drop some new Cobra slides, like their chrome series. Super sick. There's a electroplated gold, there's a chrome, there's a rainbow, there's like a shiny black. They're pretty clean. I'll leave a link in the description below. Go check out the website. But shout out to LA Kappa Customs, shout out to the Noti gang, shout out to all the supporters, everybody who has been tapped into the channel, man. Listen, it's been a journey, and it's just a blessing to be able to do stuff like this, still building and still doing giveaways after all these years, man. It just means a lot, and I wouldn't be here without y'all. All right, now getting into the slide right here, we've got like a nice close-up of the Cobra 4.3. We went with the green fiber optic to kind of match with some of the greens in the rainbow, and then onto the barrel setup. Now we're using a neck speed TDC hop up. This is my first time actually using this hop up. From what I've observed, it looks pretty good. I really like the features on this, but it'll be my first time kind of testing and using this. The barrel, this is a PDI 601. Now I'm using a Glock inner barrel because at the time LA Kappa didn't have the longer one. So what we're going to do is get a 5.1 length inner barrel, and that will fit at the end of the barrel with a thread adapter. And then the bucking we're using, this is the LA Kappa Customs, the green bucking. So fitting all this together, you guys will see this inner barrel kind of just stops just short of the threads. Once I get the 5.1 length barrel, you add the thread adapter in, and then that inner barrel will sit nice and flush with that. But this is our barrel setup. You guys see this nice rainbow finish. They actually improved and updated the rainbow finish on all the rainbow parts. So it's not going to scratch as much, and it's going to have a nice long lasting shine to it. So pretty hyped on that. Onto the blowback setup, we've got the LA Kappa Customs Turbo BBU in that rainbow as well. On the piston, we're using the medium O-rings here. It comes with these are dope because they come with 3 O-rings. You get the soft, hard, and medium. We're using the medium ones because those do fit this nozzle the best. We are, of course, using that brand new, that good Waldo Dynamics. Shouts to Waldo. Shouts to LA Kappa as well. You guys can get this on the website. Really good lube. They've literally got all-purpose everything. This is the thin. They make a thick and a medium as well. So just a little bit of lube here. We'll go ahead and lube up the gun one last time when everything is said and done. As far as the nozzle spring, this is an AIP 120% nozzle spring. And then we're going to go ahead and kind of just drop everything in right here. I'm sorry, AIP 140% nozzle spring. Right. Got a nice snap on the nozzle. Go ahead and get this barrel fit in there. Boom. Super clean look right there so far. Now onto our recoil setup. You guys will see we've got the 4.3 guide rod in silver. Now this was supposed to be rainbow, but I mean the silver doesn't look bad, and it works. It gets the job done. For the short stroke setup, the green ones are a little bit thinner and they're a harder rubber, and then the darker green ones and the lighter green ones are a softer rubber. In the recoil spring setup we're using, this is the AIP 120% recoil spring with the Rainbow 4.3 plug. Everything fits together nicely. And what's dope about the neck speed too is it has, for one, this post is removable. This 1911 style post, some people like it, some people don't, but if you do like that, it fits inside the guide rod, and it actually has O-rings, so just a lot more stability. And then another nice addition to this hop up, which is a feature I'll get into when we get to the frame, is there's a grub screw right here so you can adjust how the actual hop-up hugs onto the frame itself. So pretty dope, pretty solid. I mean, there's nothing wobbling at all, really. There was really very little side-to-side movement from the slide to frame as well. I didn't even show you guys that, but overall, pretty clean. Got the upper nice and done, and let's move on to the lower now. On to the lower, I've got the Hi-Capa Customs. This is the aluminum V2 competition frame. This entire pistol is majority aluminum parts, man, and this frame is super light. The cutouts add to it, of course, and fitment wise, straight drop on. I mean, this pistol, I really didn't have any fitment issues at all, if I'm just being honest with you. There's one thing about this frame that you might have to do some fitting, and that's just for some custom work. So let me just get into that real quick. One feature that I like about this, and this was kind of tapping into what I was talking about, the neck speed hop up, is that this hop up has a grub screw to where you can adjust it on how it sits on your actual frame. Well, now this frame has 2 grub screws here that you guys can adjust to stabilize your actual barrel. That way you get no wiggle, no nothing, and it's just solid. So this is extra stability with not only the hop up, but also the frame here. It is a 3-piece frame, just like the standard TM. So let me just show you guys real quick. Just like a traditional TM frame, you've got the little plate here, and then this mid frame piece, and then you've got full length rails, which is pretty nice. So good fitment overall, really lightweight, nice solid construction. Now I do have my parts installed here. This is Hi-Capa Customs, and then the firing pin is a Cal firing pin. One thing that I like too, and I'll leave the link to Sutton's video with details, is you can kind of fine tune and adjust where you want your hammer to sit. I know it sounds crazy. I probably am not the best at explaining this, but basically what you would want to do is with your sear, you can do some Dremel work, some file work, some hand file work, depending on how steady you are, right? And basically, I'm going to do my best way of explaining this. I probably can't do it that well, which is why, again, I'll leave the link to the actual video. But basically where your hammer engages with the sear, you can kind of tweak that, right? To where your hammer sits when the slide is on. I don't even know if I'm doing this right. There you go. When the slide is on and it slides back, you can adjust to where your hammer sits right under the blowback unit. Now, why would you want to do that? This all is personal preference, trigger pull, response time, everything. This V2 frame allows you to do that. And then I haven't tried it with different series. This is one of the Hi-Capa Custom series as well. Whoever is getting this pistol, I hooked you guys up. This was the actual sear that I tuned. Me and Sutton, we both tuned for my Jungle Cat. I love the way that trigger felt with the hammer and sear and everything. So I actually took the sear and the hammer, everything that was already tuned from my Jungle Cat, and we're throwing it into this build. So we're going to get to building this. We're going to go ahead and drop the disconnector in sear. What's dope about this pistol is this is like majority Hi-Capa Customs parts, which I think is pretty cool. Go ahead and add this on right here. I'm like super blind right now. There you go. Go ahead and screw this down. All right, now onto our grip. I want to give a huge shout out to my dog Alex over at Hi-Capa Customs. Someone who I can consider an OG, I guess, in the Hi-Capa game now. He's been doing it for a while, and then we got this nice laser grip from Hi-Capa Customs. It's actually gonna complement the build pretty well, just to show you guys kind of like how it accents against the gray. I know on the original one it was supposed to be an aluminum grip, but Hi-Capa does not have their aluminum grips just yet, so we're going with this grip right here. Now our trigger, this is a cow trigger that we're gonna go ahead and put in here. I don't know who makes this. I think this is Hi-Capa as well. Mag release, rainbow to match. And then everyone kind of builds these different, but I'm going to go ahead and attach the grip to the actual frame first. Put these grip screws on. Then we'll go ahead and get to installing the rear beaver tail. Rainbow, of course, as well. Oh, I'm sorry. Before we install the beaver tail, we got to put our leaf spring in there. This is the Hi-Capa Trident sear spring. You guys always want to make sure that middle prong is sitting on the back of your sear and that the right one is sitting on the back of your disconnector. I think I bumped the camera. My bad, guys. So get that seated in there. That's why I put the grip on, just to kind of show you guys how everything's supposed to be oriented. Then you can put this here. Onto my hammer setup, we have the Hi-Capa hammer power regulator kit. Everyone has their own personal preference with how they set these up, right? And you can just mix and match and figure out what works for you. Spring ratios matter, the way your hammer, there's a bunch of different factors, but honestly, just mix and match, figure it out. For the most part, I don't usually change my hammer springs, but I've come to enjoy this hammer power regulator kit, right? So we've got 2 of the brass washers on the base, the stiffer spring, I believe, 2 more of those washers here. I don't know if this is a common setup or what, but that's how I've got it set up for this. Oh my God. Now I am going to go ahead and test this before I install anything else. So I'm just going to take our magwell pin just to kind of lock that all in there and make sure that we do have everything seated. The hammer locks back, resets, and it pulls. Nice and crispy trigger pull on this as well. Fire. Now onto the safeties. We've got the Hi-Capa Customs, the ambi/single safety. I don't have the stop on me right now, but what's cool about this is that if you guys want just one of these that's on like just one side of the gun on this side, you can install this, and there's a stopper, literally a plug that plugs in on this side, and then you screw it down. But we're not going with that on this one. We're gonna go with the ambi safeties. I don't know. I'm a fan of ambi safeties. Okay, so go ahead, install the plunger. Pretty cool on the ambi safeties here, and then you just want to take this screw and lock it down right here. These are going to click into place every time, and they're not going to move or go anywhere. I know there's some that have wobble. I know some of the older models that are out there on the market used to have that issue where they bounce up as well. These are not going to do that on you. You're good. Once you screw this in, lock it down, you're good to go. Small flat head, lock that down. Now the magwell we're using, this is a Hi-Capa magwell. Now I can actually go ahead and remove this pin and actually install our magwell. Magwell drops in there, no problem. And then I'm not the biggest fan of these usually, but it's got this extension. I usually kind of am just good with the texture on this, but it does kind of add to the look of the pistol with kind of all the cuts and angles. And then obviously with everything being rainbow, it adds to that as well. What's cool about these is you kind of adjust it at whatever angle you prefer, you see fit. So I'm just going to leave it kind of right here. I think should be good. Yeah, there we go. Not too weird, not too awkward. It's not gonna get in the way. But yeah, everything sits in there nicely, resets, and then I'm just gonna put our front screw in for the grip screw. We should be good to go. All right, our lower is complete. Looks clean, feels solid, no wobble, no creaks, no nothing. Everything is nice, crispy, and fine-tuned as well. Everything's pretty much a drop-in. The only issues I could see you guys possibly running into is if you don't know what you're doing when it comes to that sear fitment. Now, that's all going to depend on what hammer you have, what sear you have, and how you want it to work, right? So take that in consideration when you are kind of fine tuning your pistols. That plays a part. Tuning your hammer plays a part, and then your trigger plays a part. People always ask how you get a fine-tuned, nice, crisp trigger. All of those are factors to, you know, fine-tuning a trigger, all to your personal preference. So everything here is nice and fit. And then we've got our upper. Before we put the upper on, I already have the grub screws kind of adjusted to where I want them to be, to where everything hugs nicely, but you don't want to adjust them too tightly because you could run into issues where if it's too tight of a fit, it might be harder to get your slide off. So before we go ahead and put everything on, I'm going to go ahead and just apply a little bit of the Waldo Dynamics lube here. I've got the thin one again on our O-rings, and then just a bit. This is not completely dry, but what I'm going to do is put just a bit on the actual frame. I'm not a fan of completely soaking my pistols in lube. Like, I've seen a lot of people do it, but what I'm going to do here is just apply just a little bit to contact surfaces. And then the way the Cobra slide is designed, it kind of hugs. You can see this angle here. This will actually hug onto the frame. So maybe I'll just put a little bit more. I can get on the side rails. But yeah, I don't like to apply a lot. What I do first is you put some on, then you get your slide on. That's actually a really clean fit. And then from here, you're just going to want to hand rack. And when you hand rack, it's going to get dirty and it's going to build up, but you'll be able to kind of see and feel where your contact surfaces are and if there needs to be any fitment. But for the most part, yo, this is smooth. This is as far back as the slide goes. It's just far enough to where the actual catch goes in with the short stroke. And here we have it. That is the 4.3, and this thing is clean, man. Super clean. Really crispy on the trigger pull. Here's the reset. Resets here. Pull right there. Really, I mean, this pistol alone is light. Everything on this pistol actually is aluminum, other than the grip. And then I think the only steel part that we do have is the slide stop. And this is actually going to be swapped out for rainbow. Another part that was supposed to be rainbow was the guide rod. You guys can kind of see the guide rod peeking through on the frame. I think it looks really clean up front, having the silver peek through, but I don't know. We could swap that out for rainbow as well. It's pretty cool. You can see the short strokes through to match the actual green fiber, everything else being rainbow. And then the thumb safeties were actually supposed to be rainbow as well. That's what they were on the original one. But we got sent silver, and I'm not going to lie, the silver looks pretty clean. Silver looks pretty clean. Overall, super solid pistol. And then you guys already know my mags for my Jungle Cat, my TM mags, the chrome kind of matching the silver, or shall I say chrome matches on the hop up. This is temporary, but this is a nice little touch as well. And then the Cal base plates that complement the build, but also the mag well itself being from Cal. So overall, super clean build, and I can't wait to actually hit the field with this thing, yo. So I was getting my gear together, and I just realized I didn't even give you guys like a shooting demo when it was done. So here's the 4.3. I have green gas mags. Now I'm actually currently out of green gas, so it might not be the best representation. However, it's a very snappy build. I'll just show you guys. Oh yeah, this one's low. Let's see. Do I have any more? Does this one have gas? Let's see. Hey, there you go. This one's low on gas too, but it's pretty snappy on green gas. And then I do also have my HPA adapter here as well. And then of course, HPA, you're going to be snapping all day, you know. But overall, pretty dope pistol. Chrono reading was coming in around 330, which isn't bad, especially with this short barrel. I know once we get the 5.1 barrel in there, I will be able to get this thing to crank around 350. But overall, super dope pistol. Now, I didn't get the gameplay that I thought I was going to be able to get with this, if I'm just being real transparent and honest with you guys. It's not the pistol. The pistol's amazing. It's me.
Oh, I had to reload. Nope, hold up. BQB sign. Oh. Oh, my bad. I didn't see it.
All right, now on to the giveaway rules. It's going to be very, very simple. If you guys want to enter to win this 4.3 build right here, it's going to be actually over on Instagram. Be on the lookout for a collab post from my SYG demo page and the Hi-Capa Customs Instagram page. We keep these giveaways very, very simple. All you guys have to do is follow my page, follow their page. Make sure you like the post and then tag 3 friends below. And we're going to pick a winner to give this pistol away on Christmas. That way, you know, hopefully we can get it out and sent to you to start 2024 off properly with a brand new Cobra build. Now, thank you guys so much for tuning in to yet another build video. Thank you guys for all the support. I have so much in store for you guys in the new year. And I can't thank y'all enough for the support, man. Y'all have a blessed one. Peace.